Sometimes our loved ones in spirit will help a mediumship connection come together so that it provides multiple layers of awe, and to ensure that you, the person showing up in the mediumship connection, is experiencing exactly what you need and all the things that you need to hear to move forward with your best well-being in mind. I'm going to share one of those stories of you today and the multiple layers of awe. I'm sharing this story and pictures of this lovely woman in spirit with permission from her mother, who I shared this lovely experience with. And it's also beautiful because it just shows all of us that there is no doubt that our loved ones are still carrying on, that they're involved in our lives in a way that even if we can't perceive, we can feel loved and comfortable knowing that they support us, that they're encouraging us, that they still care about us, and that they truly desire what's best for us and to see us happy and living life with joy, as you're about to see. So let's start with awe number one. As I was in this connection, I experienced a woman who I describe as young, having passed probably in her 30s, with curly or somewhat curly blonde hair. And I said, she's twirling in a dress. She's showing me twirling. And immediately her mother went, oh! And I love when that happens. It often, whatever's following next will make me go, oh! And her mother said, we had already established that this was her daughter pretty early on, but her mother said, when my brother passed away earlier this year, he was a few hours from passing, and he called me over like this in the hospital, and he said, I see you, Wendy. She's twirling in a beautiful dress. That's amazing and beautiful. So not only did Wendy, this lovely 30-year-old in spirit, show up to her uncle as he was passing, twirling in a dress, but now she's presenting herself that way to me. And this is so that her mom can be absolutely assured that Wendy is here in this connection, and we know what's about to proceed is going to be extra, extra special. That's layer of awe one. Layer of awe two is that this daughter, among all kinds of different evidence, she showed me that she passed from an illness. She helped me feel she helped me very much feel her personality, what she was like in life. But that's really not what I want to talk about in this video. I just want to talk about the moments of awe. Moment of awe two was when the daughter showed me balloons. Whenever I see balloons in a mediumship reading, I know that there is a birthday either with this person in front of me or the person in spirit just within a very recent time frame, within 2 weeks. If someone were to say, yes, I have a birthday, but it's in 2 months, then I just assume I misinterpreted what I saw, and I don't like to make up stories based on what I'm seeing. I want the evidence to be very real and very clear. So when I saw balloons, I said to this mother, you must have a birthday coming up, or it's Wendy's birthday in spirit just right around the corner within the next 2 weeks. And she said, well, no, actually, I do have a birthday, but it's in another, month or so. And so I said, okay, well, never mind. Then I had to have misinterpreted that. And in any mediumship connection, we cannot be 100% correct. It's because our sensory filters come alive. What we see in our mind, what we experience in our body, sometimes what we even hear, what we smell, and it feels like it just floats through the awareness. From time to time, we might report something inaccurately that we sense, or I saw a picture and I misinterpreted what I saw. I always tell everyone, if the well majority of what we share is accurate and specific to the life of the person that you are hearing from, then I am confident, and so are you, and so can be you, that this is a legitimate connection. I have no interest in doing any of this for any reason other than to spread love and joy, to share what I've experienced over and over with my own dad. I don't want to do this if I'm guessing or if, I get 3 things right out of 10. The majority of what's coming through must be specific and true to the person and their life. So with that being said, when Wendy, this daughter, showed me balloons and I asked, you must have a birthday coming up. And she said, no, actually not in the next 2 weeks. I said, okay, that must be incorrect. I may have interpreted it wrong. No worries. Let's see what else she may have to say. And the mother kind of said, well, I don't know, something about this tells me that is important. So I said, well, let's just see what else occurs. And as I reconnected, this daughter continued to show me balloons, and she got, I remember thinking, this is so odd, because she got real stern. I felt stern, and I could see her in my mind's eye pointing her finger at her mother. And she said, you have a lot of life yet to live, and you better enjoy it. So I relayed what I felt, and I said, maybe that doesn't pertain to anything to do with your birthday, but I'm feeling this message very strongly. And in my head, I was thinking to myself, it's so weird that came through to me with a type of loving sternness, is a really nice word to describe that. We continued on with the reading and sharing more evidence and some messages, and we had a beautiful close out to this connection. After the reading, the mother shared with me, and here's where we're coming to this layer of awe, that as she has been contemplating her upcoming birthday a lot, she has been thinking some very negative thoughts, and maybe considering some actions that would just not be in the best alignment with moving forward. And I'm just going to leave it at that. And it then all made sense to me. The daughter wanted to ensure that her mother understood through my emotions and through the loving sternness that she had better make it to her birthday, that she had a lot of life to live, and that she better go enjoy it. This is just so beautiful. She knew her mother absolutely needed to hear that message. And here is awe number 3. In this mediumship connection, the way it was orchestrated, it was a complete setup from Wendy in spirit. I was on a plane in early January and happened to notice this spam section of Facebook that I had never seen before. And I looked in there and I saw a message from this mother who wrote me a year prior, in January, asking if we could connect through mediumship. I never saw the message. I never heard from this woman in any other way. And so I just found this so interesting. I felt bad that a whole year had gone by and I never saw this. So I wrote her back and said, I'm so sorry. I'm just seeing this. I went to a spam box that I never even knew was here. I would be happy to connect with you, and I'll just do that out of the spirit of love and goodness, no strings attached. Let me know what type of schedule works for you. So we coordinated a couple of days and times that worked for both of us. It turned out we ended up doing this mediumship connection the exact day to the year later that this mother had first written me. So she hadn't sought me out because she was thinking negative things. You know, she wrote me a year ago and probably forgot all about this message that she'd sent me. But I am absolutely positive her daughter knew that that lingering message was out there. And her daughter felt an urgency to make sure that her mother enjoyed her birthday and knew she has a lot of life left to live and she ought to go enjoy it. And made sure somehow that I would see that and we would end up having this connection a year later to the day that she originally wrote me. I just find that absolutely beyond serendipity. Wendy knew that her mom needed to hear and feel exactly what she did. And here's the last kicker. 3 days before this reading, I went to the grocery store, and as I went to grab a cart, I noticed a wrapper on the floor. It was a kind of like clear wrapper that sometimes goes over a card. And all of a sudden, I just had this knowing, go to the card section. And through the course of this spiritual journey, you start to discern over time what's coming from your own mind, what's coming from your brain, versus what's coming from your heart. And what I mean by that is in our heart, we really are connected to each other, to a greater reality, to what is beyond our visible senses. We all are, all of us. You, all of us are connected in this way. And so on this path, I've started to over time know when something is coming from just my brain or not. And the second I had that awareness, go to the card section. Simply because I saw this wrapper on the floor, I knew that somehow spirit was involved. So I went over to the card section and I just said, okay, you're going to need to guide me. What do I need to buy? And I felt guided to the birthday section. And I picked out a lovely birthday card that I felt guided to. This was days before my connection with this lovely mother. Days before. I also was guided to purchasing a little heart pendant that simply said, we are always connected. And it's something that this mother can hold on to. So not only did Wendy, lovely Wendy in spirit, make sure that her mom and I had this connection to provide exactly what it is that she needed at that time, but she also made sure that ahead of time I would buy a birthday card and a small little gift for her mom. And if that's not an example of this beyond beautiful love that we are all connected to, I don't know what is. Thank you for watching. I hope that this will provide you with some inspiration and love as you move forward in the week ahead.